Hey, 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 it's your boy Disco, and I'm honestly surprised because Endless Dungeons is out. Now, I've played Amplitude Studios games before. I played Endless Space 2. I played Dungeons of the Endless, which is, I'm assuming, was a prequel to this game. I played Endless Legends, and they were good games. Like, I played them and I was like, oh wow, here's a company that cares about their IP and they care about all the things that because Endless Space too is kind of like my map staring simulator, and I don't much care for those, but I believe there's enough content and depth in that game to pull me through. Like, I spent hundreds of hours into that game. But anyway, apparently there are politically correct stereotypes and diversity quotas in the game, and this, I'm assuming he's also played Amplitude Studio games before, or endless like the previous games, and he says, safe to say, I won't be buying this. It could be the best game in the world, still wouldn't buy it. Guess it's time to hoist the sails. And I am developer. Apparently there's a developer who says, hi there. We're an inclusive studio and we try to create games that reflect our values. We won't apologize about it, and we're proud to showcase diversity in Endless Dungeons. You're obviously free not to buy our game. Have a nice rest of your day. Smiley face. Now, there's a couple things about this statement. Like, I'm gonna go to this statement, and I'm gonna go to this statement, and why he thinks. Because at first glance, you think Jarl is, being a little bit, you know, unsympathetic. He's being a little bit too rash, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, whatever. You know what I mean. But for some reason, this developer says we're an inclusive studio, and it's like, okay, that doesn't. What is that? I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Like, you hire men and women and people of color. I mean, I hope you do. I mean, that's just sort of the bare necessities. And we're trying to create games that reflects our values. But that's not the point of creating a game. Like, you're creating a product, and the idea is to create a product the gamers or your consumers want to play. Like, the point of the game is not to reflect your values. The point of the game is to, or honestly, reflect the value of the product. Because again, these are people who, this is obviously going to be I didn't look at the price of this game, but video games nowadays are like $70, and the problem is they do not give you $70 worth of value because, well, most games don't even function right. And above that, you have games that just flat out forego artistic expression, forego artistic value, forego the story and everything just to, again, reflect values, which is like, what if your values do not align with that of your consumers, which is in this case right here? What do you do now? Like, do you create a game? Are you? Is the point of your company is to push your values, and you just happen to do it through video games, or is it the point of your company to make a product that people want to play? I mean, I sure hope it's to make a product. I sure hope the video games are not just a byproduct of this. I hope they're. But anyway, we want to apologize about it, and we're proud to showcase diversity in Endless Dungeon. Again, this political correct stereotypes and diversity quotas, this isn't a problem. This is a symptom. Because what we see are games that claim to do this. There are games that claim to do this. But the problem with the games is, like I said, one, barely function. Two, they fire people who have brought value to the company before, have brought value to the game before, just to make room for, like, I don't know, new hires and people who, political ideologues, people who do not care about the consumers, who do not care about the IP, who do not care about the product, and they're hired based on, I don't know, nepotism. Like, that's the only excuse I can give. And again, that leads to games being barely functional, artistic values being lower than they should be. Like games that came out 10 years ago or better artistically, story wise, function wise than the games that come out nowadays. And again, Amplitude, they've made good games in the past. Like they've always had inclusion and diversity in their games. So I don't understand why this is the thing they're pushing. Like it leads me to believe that that's not what they're wanting to do. They're wanting to push politics and ideology in a game that's, I don't know, about going through a dungeon, creating shit. Like I'm going off Dungeons of the Endless because that was a dungeon crawler, which and a roguelite, and you had to sort of manage like your food, your energy, your dust, and all that. And that was a good game, to be honest. You're obviously free not to buy our game. Have a nice day, smiley face. Okay, you don't need. Like, I'm sorry. Wow, it's not like we already knew this. Like, did you have to tell us this? Like, I mean, it's a shame, but I'm probably not gonna buy this game either. If this is how you treat people, again, this is a consumer. I'm assuming this is a guy who played your previous products, but you know, if I'm not mistaken, in Endless Legends, they have an entire faction that was made by the game, like by their consumers, by the gamers. I think they're called the Cult of the Endless something. Is it Cult of the Endless something? Yeah, something like that. And I feel like that is how you reflect your values. The values being that of the consumer, that of the gamers, that of people who buy your fucking product. Not ESG, not ideologues on Twitter cause that are do not buy your games, that do not purchase your products, that do not even care if they get this game successful. Like they are do not matter in my opinion. Now, if some of them play your games, that's fine, but I don't understand again why everything we want needs to change just to fit the majority of people, just a small minority of people that are incredibly vocal, and do not play your games. Like, but whatever. That just doesn't make any sense. But alright, see ya.